the Navajos, the land of the Navajos. Our people believe that they came from the ground and we live in the fourth world. The environment, the land, Mother Earth sustains human being. It's food, medicine, a place of worship. It's heaven on earth. As Native Americans, in our heart, in our soul, we believe that the land belongs to us.
Cedar Mesa is undoubtedly one of the most incredibly important archaeological sites in America. It is chock-a-block with cliff dwellings, rock art, granaries, kivas, and what makes it particularly unique, for all of its significance, is entirely unprotected by federal designation. These were the first Americans who lived here thousands of years ago, and particularly in the last millennium, where they left signs all over the place. And we need to preserve these in order to understand who these first Americans were, what they were doing, what were they all about.
This is very typical of alcove sites on Cedar Mesa. There are many, many of these. This is a late period site. You're probably looking at 1050 to about 1250 AD, somewhere in there. There is rock art at this site that's much earlier than the structures that you see. There's rock art at this site that is older than the structures that you see here. So you get multiple occupations over time of sites like this. This is a midden or an ancient trash mound of a Pueblo site that probably dated from about 1050 to the late 1200s. This is a Navajo sweat lodge, and you're probably looking at the early part of the last century. This is a basket maker storage cyst, probably somewhere between 0 and 750 AD for this site. So between the sweat lodge over here and this site, you're looking at about 1,200 years of history.
You're looking north across Cedar Mesa, and in the distance, those two buttes are Bears Ears. Almost everything you're looking at here is Bureau of Land Management.
We say that this is our stronghold, a place where our great leader, Chief Manuelito, was born.
And even today, it's a very important area to the Navajo Nation, which is directly south of Cedar Mesa, and also Pueblo Indians that have a lot of their ancestral ties to, cultural ties and religious ties to Cedar Mesa.
That's what I hear from the elders all the time. They lost a lot of things that meant something to them, that sustained their lives.
You go out there and they say no chopping, no hauling, no trespassing.
We have to pray kind of fast and be aware of certain individual coming up on us, and we can't be at ease.
Way back, we used to move around, and we used to go and live wherever we needed to, but now it's not that way because of the law that are in place.
In the Treaty of 1868, they said, those will be forever. Not anymore. That's a promise that is broken.
Its resources, its cultural sites are at risk increasingly through greater visitation, sometimes looting, off-road vehicles, oil and gas drilling.
There's a lot of vandalism of cultural resources that has taken place over the years, and to have that kind of area subjected to a lack of protection is really a problem.
These are wood-cutting intrusions where people are just illegally driving off the road to cut wood or collect plants. There's lots of wood, lots of wood. It's dead trees only, although there are permits for fence posts, and those are usually live trees. But they're not supposed to drive off the road like this. So if you multiply these intrusions by about 1,000 on Cedar Mesa, you kind of get an idea of the impact of this. Now there's usually a lot of trash associated with these sites. Beer cans, oil cans, diapers,
The Bureau of Land Management is responsible for law enforcement in this area and has very limited resources to address the problem. A lot of the problem is basically lack of knowledge. Folks that have traditionally cut wood in this area don't realize that what they're doing may be causing problems to resources that are out there.
As a Native American, it's really sad and it's really frustrating to beg the county, the state, and the federal government to create a conservation area.
The Navajo, through the Diné-Bikéyah organization, are looking for certainty in the management of these lands. They want to be able to be assured that they can access these lands for their medicinal plants, for the use of the sacred sites that are up in this area.
Don't have to go to the drugstore. You can rely on natural stuff. The juice off of here is very tasty. It tastes like the green tea. You can smell it, and man, it's strong.
The Diné-Bikéyah proposal consists of Cedar Mesa area at its core, with a large expanse of red rock country to the west, northwest, and then forest lands to the north of that. Most of the area is federal lands. However, there are state lands within the area as well. Creation of a national conservation area is not a short or easy process. It takes a long time to get consensus, when oftentimes you can't, between the users of the land, the people that care so much about it, the agencies that manage the area, the private landowners. Bringing those folks together to come to some common ground and then being able to take that forward to Congress is a long, long process. And done right, it can be very successful, but it takes a lot of time.
We hope to see a continuing practice of the Navajo traditional ways of life.
What the Navajos are doing to protect their own heritage also protects our heritage, and that's why we all need to work together to make this happen.
Aboriginally, this is our home. Our ancestors, our grandfathers lived there.
The Navajo have taken the lead in this effort, and they're doing it in their own interests, but they're doing it for all of us as well.